is understand. Citizens, what up? I've been up for a while, listening in around the YouTube while I clean up my spot, and decided to go live. I appreciate a lot of y'all that are out there, but some of y'all just got things you're talking about that I can't really relate to, so to speak. I love real talk. I love Room Shaker, but like 4 minutes in, and I'm like, well, I don't know none of them people. I'm out. Or I like Gordo Poppy TV's channel. It's really cool vibe over there. But I'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm out. So. And then a couple people are up talking about sports and whatnot, but it's been so long since I was into those things, you know? Anyway, I am up this morning and I have already done my writing prompt by talking shit to my ex and his old chubby broad in the face in the JP. I don't know. Like you get to a certain age and you just say the Facebook instead of Facebook. It's as if Facebook has become a thing, right? Hey, you guys, look. If you look, oh, does it work? If you look on my channel, you can see the QR code is up there now for my Buy Me a Coffee widget. It's right there in the very in the right corner of the video. That way, if you would like to support the content or across multiple platforms, whatever, it's right there, and you can do that. So, yay me! I managed to accomplish that. I'm proud of myself because lately. I would say that I've been dragging ass on the content. It's not because it's the end of the year and the holidays, like a lot of folks in there just giving you content for the sake of content. It's just a lot on my plate. Like, you all see me, and I suppose you believe that I'm just this um, goopy disabled lady, but I'm simultaneously trying to heal from the traumas that every black person is trying to heal from. Let's be real, or every American for that part. At this point, it seems. I'm simultaneously trying to. There we go. That's better. Attempting to deal with that. Trying to deal with. Someone's messaging me. Apologies. I've been harassing people all morning. Apologies. Uh, hold on one second. I apologize. Okay, so I've been up this morning, and if you're a part of Facebook, then you know that I've already posted to my ex on Facebook. Dude, just let me go. Even a straight up live post. Here, 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 here. This one is really for you pussies. Go back. What the heck? Oh, it won't let the whole thing play. Watch video. There we go. So this is a 4 minute video. For you pussies. Hey y'all. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Robert Thomas Hill the second. Regina, I don't give a damn about your middle name, Bozeman. Girl, come on now. Why is we doing this? I've been married to that man for 27 years. He's straight motherfucking trash. You can have him. All I want is a divorce. He was bad in bed. He was a bad husband. He's a bad fucking man. He's a bad seed from a badass apple named Grace Beasley. Yeah, Grace, until such time as I get that divorce, I'm dragging you too. I'm dragging the Beasleys. I'm dragging the Terrells. I'm dragging the Bosemans. I'm dragging the justices. If I could figure out how to make it stick on Halle Berry to be related to you motherfuckers, I would do that too. But she got away from y'all shitty ass goddamn people. I'm proud of her. I wish that I could too. Let me have a divorce, Robert Thomas Hill II. I don't want to be around you. You don't want to be around me. You don't want to put a whole ass, another whole out here. What is we doing, bruh? Why are we doing this? You see, I have been a cool, calm, and collected cucumber for a very long time. I'll let you trot that little hooker out. Oh, my bad. I'll let you trot that big hooker out in a whole host of places. And I didn't say anything because apparently you needed that. You needed that. You desperately need someone to be, not you. And it's not me. I can't do that. I raised men, real ones, who go out and get it done, who know how to care for other people and a host of things. I don't know what you are, sir, but you weren't raised by me. And I will not be yours any longer. Robert Thomas Hill II. Let me go. You know, actually, in your name just now, Robert Thomas Hill, there is no first. That nigga offed himself. We just gonna pause right there. In 1998, my father-in-law committed a murder-suicide. He killed my then estranged mother-in-law on that side because they couldn't be together, I suppose. Couldn't have one another. He was living somewhere else. He came to her house, the house they used to share together. He came to her home and murdered her and then took his own life. This is the seed. Or I'm sorry. My children's father is the seed of that man. So when I tell you that I have concern for my safety, my life, I mean that. 1998 is how long I have known that my life was in danger being married to that man. And still I rise. Still I fight. Still I put my life in jeopardy for my children, folks I barely know. I survived the military with that man. I survived his hands. I survived his lackluster sex. I survived so many things. I was gracious to a whore when she didn't deserve it. The fact that this cow had the audacity to show up at my son's graduation uninvited. I'm gobsmacked, woman. So this title is To Whom Do I Owe Understanding? Because who is owed understanding? And if no one is owed understanding, then y'all need to move the fuck out my way so I can just 86 this nigga. And not worry about understanding why it was done. Don't come looking for me. Don't try to prosecute me. Because justice is understanding. Court requires understanding. So why would we understand? Who was supposed to give understanding to? Who earned it? Who should we support and why? It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild to me. I just don't get it. And so this morning I was like, well, not this morning, this week, I've really just been on a purge to put all the understanding out there into the world for him, because I believe he may have forgotten why it is that I know he is trash, why it is that his oldest son would change his name so he was not connected to that man anymore in that way, why it is that I don't want to be connected to him, and that his children, the other two, are really just kind of like, dude, you screwed the pooch. You cannot hold me responsible for you being a non entity in your family's life. People are going to tell me, oh, well, he was a veteran. No, you see, we went through these things. I'm the one who was there every damn day for you and them. So I ain't letting nothing go, bro. Not at all. Not at all. I, you got 8 days, 9 days, 8. Get the paperwork signed, bruh. What is we doing out here? Why can't I have a divorce? So, who's owed understanding going into 2023? And why? Oh, Robert and Regina, the link gonna get dropped right here. That reminds me, I was told that I'm tagging the wrong account. I'm not. It's just that I know there are multiples, and I chose to take my time because I want this. This nitwit has always felt just too fucking comfortable. And I was taking my time. But believe me, I know exactly where he is. I'm being gracious. Right? I don't owe these people anything. He owes me everything. And I just am like, you know what? Pretty much Gucci. I'm Gucci. I don't owe my former mother-in-law any appreciation or respect because, well, she even admitted that I'm the only one who raised them boys. You know? But then had the audacity to allow this little hussy to sit up there as if she was me. Walk up around in a face and whatnot. And she just, it's weird you people are odd like that. Like, what would you do that? But then again, I mean, you have no couth. You have no home training. I believe that that's why Atlanta was burned and Savannah was saved because, look at y'all, child. Look at y'all. Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, I really didn't want to come in here and go off or any of those things. It's just, why? So I'm up early. I think my day started around 4. Yeah, probably around 4. I couldn't tell you what time my night ended. I can say I slept very well. I know I slept for at least 5 hours, which is, oh my goodness, awesome. Because for a long time I couldn't sleep for more than 2. And then 4. But consistently now I seem to be getting about 4 hours of sleep when I decide to go to sleep. I was watching this thing. They had Dick Gregory. And they were discussing how you got, the 24 hours in the day. And they tell you to sleep for 8. And then they tell you to work for 8. And then that only leaves you 8 to do these other things. And then Dick Gregory was like, oh, it's the sleep deprivation. But that's exact opposite. Sleep deprivation would be if you slept for just 2 hours and you did all of those things. so that you can fit in all the other stuff like the cooking, the cleaning, the being with the family, the so on and so forth. That's sleep deprivation. Realistically, most of us live in a sleep deprived state. Though he's correct about that. It's just the way that they put the math into the video. I was incorrect. But a lot of people have a hard time, especially now. I've noticed that it's kind of ironic that I'm getting, oh, excuse me, more rest, and so-called regulars are getting less. Um, I am also noticing, you guys, that my body temperature seems to be regulating, kind of, i.e., where I am warm on top, I'm also warm on the bottom, which is new because it used to be kind of like my legs were always cold, and then the top half was always warm, or vice versa. Well, I've definitely been up for 2 hours because the coffee maker just went off. So there's that. Let me go turn it back on so the coffee will stay warm. Mm. So, due to the stress level in dealing with those things, dealing with the recent breakup, trying to get the divorce, and everything else, I have slowed down on the working out as much. Kind of right now, I'm rather more about maintaining and attempting to achieve some level of flexibility or maintain my flexibility in range of motion. Uh, but it's nice to be able to feel these parts of me that I couldn't before. And, it's ironic to me that I hear in so many spaces, oh, well, it's just your mental health. If you weren't so depressed, you wouldn't be feeling so much. No. That's some outright bullshit, y'all. Do you hear me? Some outright bullshit. Yes, when you are depressed and in pain, you are going to feel your pain more. Why? Because you can't outthink the pain. You're already in a sunken place. And then there's the pain. Realistically, though. These people. It's some of it is mind over matter. Um, because you've got to accept that life comes with a certain level of pain early on. And I mean, come on, think about it. Childbirth includes pain. Hell, your first sexual encounter for a lot of people comes with pain, and that's natural, right? For women, I should say. Men, my presumption is that the first time that you ejaculate is not uncomfortable. My presumption is the first time that you rub one out or however you get it done isn't painful. I personally did not have um, pain um, in my first encounter. Um, Yet there's other reasons. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, if we need to be able to talk about these things. We need to be able to open up and have real conversations with the world about how we are interacting with each other. And that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I don't mind saying, hey, we can do better. We can do different. Because better is nothing more than improving on good. And good is what you're doing right now. Good enough. Just enough. Getting by. Right? That's the whole song, ain't it? I love this song, by the way. But you can't. Someone has to decide that just getting by isn't enough. And when it comes to this divorce, bruh, it definitely is not enough to just get by. We've done that for the last decades. So I'm going to put a question in chat. What are you tired of America getting by with? Here, you thought I was going to keep it on this bullshit? I told you these people don't move my needle in that way. I am trying to irritate, to penetrate, to get on their fucking nerves until that man put pen to paper and set me free. And my lows, and my soul, and my goal is just to stop smoking, stop drinking, and I've been thinking I got my reasons just to get by. Never get it twisted. Don't think that because you hear me with a little bit of passion and vitriol that I'm in my feelings, baby. I told you I don't dwell in that shit. I learned to move forward. As you can see, I have been slicing and dicing that nigga like a damn Ginsu. I'll be back. You should get up every morning and open up your house. Start your day by opening yourself up to the world. I look at the number of people who live around me and they won't even, like, they don't open their blinds, honey. There's no excuse. Like, I live on the side where the sun shines in all day long, and I manage to open my blinds. There are people who live on the other side and never get no sunshine. Do you know that they don't open their blinds at all? They don't open their windows, motherfuckers. I am afraid of what type of cootie is up inside of there. When I see those people, I don't even walk down the pathway. You are incubating some bullshit up in there, and I can't do it. I can't. And my soul and my goal is just to stop smoking, stop drinking, and I've been thinking I got my reasons just to get, hey. Right there. All right. And cream, milk. Sweetener. To the coffee. Who is sending me text messages? Oh yeah, I should be telling that person. I'm not used to people like messaging me and stuff. Here's the deal. If you are someone who would like to communicate with me, um, via phone or text message or IG, what I need you to do is simply send me a DM and ask, can we communicate in that form or whichever one? And I mean, there are some of y'all I can tell you now, y'all are weird. But there are some of you who I'm sure we've had wonderful conversations, so I would be willing to have other conversations, is what I'm saying. So anyway. Mm, mm, it's been an interesting morning. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. Um, Let me tell her to. It's. There's nothing else I can say about it. It's me. I can't say times are changing in the same way for everyone, but the ability to take back my power, my voice, that part, I wish that for more people. I can't make it happen for them though. You know what I mean? So there's that. Oops, I was supposed to be fixing this. So the question in the chat is, what are you tired of America getting by with? And then we're going to put a poll. Hey, Shane, how's your spirit? Doing a drive-by? Thank you. Um, I mean, I am certainly well enough, Shane. I have been sending messages to my estranged husband because he won't give me a divorce, and that's always cathartic. Um, I know that people who are reading the comments over there on Facebook are like, "Yeah, dang, JP, could you hold back?" But yet, what they don't understand is this is something that's at least a decade in the making. Um, no, I want to be fair. Okay, so who deserves the most understanding in 2023? Men, women, children, foreign agents. And I'm going to say this, who deserves the most understanding in America or from Americans in 2023? Men, women, children, or foreign agents? So the poll is in the chat, the question is in the chat, and Shane C's doing drive-bys, and some of you are in the clouds. I appreciate everybody being here. Y'all know how to do that YouTube and stuff, so you handle that, and I appreciate you. Make sure you hit the like on the way in, and, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. Not really worried, though. Do you have a song if you're here still, Shane? Because really, I was just getting up, letting some steam off, and then moving into the better parts of the day. Y'all, it is in the 30s here in the desert, honey. I don't know why the Lord would even do that to the desert. Like, I feel like someone should talk to him and remind him that we're in the desert, that it's supposed to be warm, and we're supposed to be trying to find some shade or something. Father, this doggone cold, ooh, honey. But the nice thing is I just feel it in my joints. I feel it in my elbows and in my knees and in my hips. You know where I don't feel it? Throughout my entire body. I don't feel it all the way in my bones the way that I used to. So something is changing, and I am thankful for that. I'm so excited. Um, that's funny. This man came to my mind. It's been a while. Um, Especially this song. Um, Shout out to those of you who were figuring out love in the 90s. How about that? I don't know how we got so far apart. Like, seriously, it's that generation. It's my generation. In my opinion, where we seem to have this split, this divide in what relationships and love is supposed to be, what understanding in a relationship is supposed to look like. Um, we've got so many people who think you should understand all of their issues, yet they can't seem to understand yours. That part. Was unaware. Hey. Oh man. Germany? 1993. Before I met all my troubles. There's no way I could go back to being that girl. She was 17, bright-eyed and innocent. And a lot changed that year too. That was back when I was still into sports. I watched Penny and Shaq. I was when I learned to play dominoes. I was already great at spades. My mama made sure that happened. We went to Spain, my younger sister and I. I went as the chaperone. It's not gonna happen today. It's just not. So, it's one of those things. Who could we send to represent us on some type of excursion, field trip like that today? Whose children can we allow to do that? Like, it's wild. Man. I experienced so many things before I ever met that man. You have to be your own person in the world. Thank God. My parents had introduced me to something before I met him, or I could be where he is today. And that's on the way to certain slow death. Just heavier and heavier. Dragging the stresses of the world around you. Can't do it. Can't get it. What's that song? Oh, I can't get up. And I can't. Is it can't let go? There. Hope so. What is that song? I'm gonna have to look up the lyrics the long way. That stinks. Oh. It is Jocelyn Brown, my bad. Is that what it is? Oh, that's a perfect song. The name of this song is Somebody Else's Guy. You people get real familiar real fast. Do you know that? It's so strange. Nah, we're gonna do the radio version because that The other one is 6 minutes long, y'all, and she's got a verse. There's an album cover like this, which is ironic as hell. I'm like, man, y'all get familiar real fast. I let one person call me sweetheart twice, and now they feel like we just in. Mm-mm. I thought this song was much faster. It must just start out this way. Remember, I was a little girl when this song came out. Oh, 84, honey. So, I guys don't understand that. Yes, I have been the other woman in a kind of a swinger tit for tat kind of way. Yet I always understood that I was expendable, and I made sure that that man understood that he was expendable too. You never get fucking comfortable in the situation and act like my goddamn what? Y'all wild, 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 wild. Now you could think a lot of things. You could tell me how I'm misunderstanding this thing, and I wish that someone would like. Yet that doesn't happen because you can't really explain how you would be married to someone for another decade after they told you no more. So yeah. Anyway, it's that part. uh, I have just been looking at things around the world, around the globe, and it's just interesting. Like, how did we get here? How did we get to the point where no one matters? I can understand why, and many can understand why the approach that I have in my relationship currently with the children's father, with my son's father, that is. They're not children anymore, so I shouldn't talk. I shouldn't speak that way. Um, Yet the world seems to have as much apathy just for everybody. And that's the part that's kind of difficult for me. And I don't really understand that part. Uh, because I lived and grew up in a different type of environment where community matters and people are important and we spend time with one another and we care. And we do it in a way where everyone knows we care. And we reach out and we remind people that we care. I am appreciative to everyone who has been in my life for years and is reaching out and like, JP, what the heck? Oh, honey, we didn't know. We thought you had already had the divorce and everything. What the hell is he doing? I appreciate everybody who has reached out and tried to push the needle on my behalf in the other direction because you can only be gracious for so long. I've only got 4 cheeks. 2 up here, 2 down there. Never done that. And then just smack none of them. So here we are. And he's already hit me. The world's already done enough knocking around. So you have to get up and fight back. And when you fight back, you have to decide how you're going to do it. And words aren't always going to be enough. So, yeah, you got to go to war. And If you don't understand that, then you should probably go somewhere else. Like, I mean, you might want to leave the country. I don't know what other country you're going to go to. Um, and I say that because, well, everyone's on the verge of it. The people everywhere want change. Now, we may not all be willing to go across the pond to war for somebody else, but we will fight for our own right here at home. And that's what we want. More than anything is the opportunity to fight for our own at home. That's what community policing is. That's what all these protection measures are supposed to be. But it just don't seem to turn out that way. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Wow. What is it good for? What is it good for? I don't know, I'm having a hard time believing one. Oh, what's that song, Working on the Chain Gang? Y'all remember that song? Oh, it's a Sam Cooke song? I did not know this was a Sam Cooke song. It reminds me, or I guess my mind is going to this place of this movie by the name of Cadence. And I've spoken about it before. That's the sound of the man working on a chain gang. Starring Charlie Sheen. He has to go to the brigade or the stockade or whatever they call it, stockade, for having tattoos on his hands of all things. Irony. That's the sound of the men working on a chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. All day long they work so hard. Sorry, laughing with my best friend about the tactics on Facebook. Working on the highways and byways and wearing a frown. You hear them moaning their lives away. I think I was born at the wrong time, y'all. I don't know if I was born too soon or too late, but it was something. Oh, was it? Is this it, Otis? Ready? What's that song where you? There it is. No. Maybe it's not. It's Shout. Oh, that's why. That's the sound of the man working on the. Told you I love me some Otis Redding. Now, what you're not gonna do is tell me I don't know. That's the sound of the man working on the chain gang. All day long. born at the wrong time in history. Or I was born to hang on to the hall of history. I don't know, but like, who still even remembers? Who's left to make sure that our kids know that this is who we are? Shake, 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 shake. Ow! Come on, hey. How can you not feel that? That's soul, man. Here's the thing. On the hip side. I'm a lover. Son of a gun.
You know what, Otis? What? You're country. It's all right. You straight from the Georgia woods. That's good. You know what? You wear overalls, big old broke iron shoes, and you need a haircut, tramp.
I'm a lover. I want to apologize to the men of Georgia. Let me do this real quick. Let me pause this. And we're going to play Georgia on the other side of this. But I want to apologize to the men of Georgia because I inadvertently said something disrespectful. I said that the men of Georgia were pussies because of the man that I'm attached to and the others that I've seen attached in his family and around and so on and so forth. But what I want to say to you is I neglected to remember that that particular man was born in Indiana, I believe in Gary or Indianapolis, one of the two. So he's not really from East Point, Georgia. He just lived there long enough to be able to claim it as his home of residence when he went into the military. So I apologize because I made it would sound as though somehow he grew up as Georgia stock. You know, like he was more grafted Georgian. I mean, he's a more Yakubian Georgian, if you understand what I'm saying. We're gonna let it go. We're gonna play the song. Shout out to Ray Charles and Jamie Foxx. Jamie for the remake because it was pretty decent, and Ray for the original and every bit of strife that you went through, brother. Like, ironically, interestingly enough, the family, Miss Pauline, is from Georgia, and she lived through all of this. I wanted to help that family bring forth all of that, right? I hadn't heard anyone in the 30 years I've been attached to that family speak about how they needed to have that legacy documented and video cataloged or any of those things. They managed to make sure that she got on the news every year, and everybody got to be a part of other people celebrating her 104th birthday. But Pauline Beasley was Georgia history as much as Ray Charles and many other people. Holding me hostage inside of that family does nothing benefit her legacy. And I'm held hostage. She understood that. Her daughter understands that. Her grandchildren, many understand that. And yet, no one will make sure that I can be set free. Why? Am I supposed to have understanding for them? They seem to have none for me. Like, really? Oh. Which one's a better love song to a state? Georgia or New York? Nah, I can't. I really. Mm. It's not the same. It's kind of like Georgia with mayonnaise, or Georgia the mayonnaise version. They almost sound really similar though, y'all. I'm just trying to let that part pass. I'll go by my brain a little bit. They kind of sound the same. So definitely, of the two, I'd take the Empire State of Mind. Right, over New York, New York. Coming. Oh. Okay. Woo. I think about the number of places. I'm going to change the poll to the number of places you live in the country. I got a better one. How many times have you moved in your life? Oh, hey, I know who that is too. Tim Howard, thank you for letting me know that 100% men should be getting all of the understanding. I appreciate you. Kind of miss having you in my chat, dude. But anyway, I saw you yesterday in Dr. Tia San Johnson's chat. That's what made me think of you and the name. No offense. I still listen to Dr. T. I definitely don't try to chime in over there because it don't never seem safe. I saw Marcus keeping it 100 up there, and I considered it. I considered hitting a couple of other links this last night, but ironically, it just didn't work out that way. Let's talk about tobacco. You guys, oh my God. You guys, I saw the most amazing video last night. I was watching the this is what I was listening to when I went to sleep last night. Y'all want to know how nerdy I am? This was my bedtime listening. Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to share my screen with you so you can see really quickly. Now we're not actually going to get into this today, but I just want y'all to know, like, you should be. There are so many other things that you could be out here actually consuming for content that would give you some understanding as to who we are in the world. Right here it says, no, Native Americans were not the first Americans. Dr. Nathaniel Jensen. You see that right there? I'll hit the like over here. I told you I turned it on and I fell asleep, so like I didn't get to come back and say whether or not I liked it. And I'm not, unlike live streams, I don't automatically like these videos because it's a little bit different metric. But anyway, so these gentlemen here have a discussion, and it's actually a longer discussion than this 52-minute video. So I've been watching more and more. I'll continue to watch them. I will put the link to this one in the chat for you all because it's consumable information. And I'm putting it in both places. So if you're in Twitch, you'll be able to find it as well. Let's see. So we'll start. We'll maybe do 5 minutes or so. I just want you guys to catch, like, this is what's important.
Well, hi everyone. Here we are for parts 13 and 14, rewriting history. Well, not rewriting biblical history, but rewriting maybe the popular history you were taught that you think is fact. We call it the new history. And with me is Dr. Nathaniel Jensen. He's going to be the one doing the presentation. And Nathaniel, as we get underway here, in part 13, the neglected pre-Columbian history of the Americas. The pre-Columbian history of the Americas has remained one of the most mysterious eras of human story. Written records are absent, leaving genetics and archaeology to fill in the blanks. Or so we've been taught. Have written clues to the Americas been lying before our eyes this whole time? Oh, that's interesting. Join us as we uncover the neglected pre-Columbian history of the Americas. That sounds really interesting. And part 14, well, we'll talk more about that tomorrow when we get to part 14. But what happened to the Mayans? I've always wanted to know that. And I'm very interested in what you say is right there before our very eyes and we don't even realize it maybe. So Dr. Jensen, just before we get into part 13, I read the comments that are posted every time you speak. And, a lot of people are very appreciative of this. And for a lot of people, it's so radical and yet they're prepared to have their thinking challenged. But there was someone who actually posted last week the comment that, you say there were 54 million people in the Americas. That's impossible. That's ridiculous. Could you just speak to that first and then go on with part 13?
Yes, it's a good question,
a little bit,
and
that math is just
it
about
reflects just how radical a change of the larger question of who do we come from as the human race. We as peoples, even though we look different, talk different, act different, different cultures, all have a common ancestor. Even for creationists, though, I think we tend to think, well, that's still distant past, even if it's a few thousand years ago. We look at people that are different from us and maybe scratch our heads and say, well, I'm not quite sure how that works, but at some point it happened and we don't pay much attention to it. And an example of that is a stereotype I've had for many years. My mother's German. My dad has been in America for several generations. So I trace my heritage essentially to Europe and have naturally assumed that's probably all it's ever been. And so these ancient cultures that we talk about in other parts of the globe that are not necessarily European or Western European, like the Greeks, or the Asian cultures like the Persians and Babylonians, or African ones like the Egyptians, well, that's not geographically where I'm from, and so they must not have any relationship really to my family tree. If it is, it's not even worth mentioning. Well, I've discovered that this sort of assumption that I'm sure many people hold is wrong. So, for example, I was just watching something with my wife the other day about ancient Egypt and modern Egyptians doing some of the archaeological work. They claim the ancient Egyptians as their heritage. Well, are they really their descendants? Who is related to these people? These are the questions we're going to be addressing in our series and have been addressing. I've made some promises early on of some of the big picture conclusions we're going to reach that rewrite the stereotypes we've had about who we are and who we've come from. I've said that we're eventually going to discover that so-called black white people exist, that there are Caucasians running around who, going back just a few hundred years, have had African dark-skinned people as their ancestors for thousands of years prior to that. I've promised, and we've seen in previous episodes, that we'll see that most European
black white people exist. White people with black ancestry. That sounds like passing to me. It sounds like we now want to make an understanding out of passing as something other than what it was. But as I said, I just wanted you all to understand how different. Like I don't fall asleep listening to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't be all up. I really don't. I don't have the need to be all in people's faces and spaces and whatnot. I am truly interested in these things. Where we come from. How did we get here? Why do we move so similarly? Why are we so dissimilar in some things? It's absolutely strange to me. There's a new poll in the chat, and it's real simple. It's just are Native Americans for the first Americans. I mean, I want other people's opinion, which is why we're not going to go through this thing. I don't want just someone regurgitating his information either. I know that there's the gentleman Dane Calloway out there. One of the issues that I had with what he had to say is that he makes it seem as though we couldn't have gotten here any other way before the others did, right? Oh, well, they had boats and they had ships, and that doesn't make any sense. This world is older than the few hundred years that America has been a country. Why aren't we thinking? But this world is older than Europe's been. Anyway, we're so set in who we are, and that's all there is to life. And there's so much more to offer in the world. The world has so much more to offer us, and I intend to get back into it. Yet right now I'm warring. I'm at war with a monster. Kind of a tribe of monsters, because ain't nobody moving on that side. Honey, I'm doing everything I can. I was gracious, I was polite, I was kind. I even allowed this woman to show up in places she had no business being. You understand? And here we are. It's wild. So, who do I owe understanding to? In my personal opinion, no one. What I'm going to do right now, though, is I'm going to take a pause for the cause. I don't know. I might come back and chat some more. I might not. Right now, though, we're going to take a pause for the cause because, I got to do those things. And we'll see. Black love is the scaffolding between power and understanding, the freedom in knowing the gravitational call to the stars, the refinement necessary to keep them from colliding, the knowledge that our story isn't precautionary tales or careless whispers. Your systems will be measured, their void put on display. We are the color born of a galaxy in darkness, black excellence, the fourth element, the fourth element. Just by those two little, y'all don't understand.
So rouse your religion. T wise. T and W.
I'm black, y'all.
Rap for my people. Die for my people. Rap for my people. Die for my people, yeah. Rap for my people. Die for my people. Rap for my GG. Die for my people, yeah. Die for my people, yeah. Rap for my GG, yeah. Rap for my people, yeah. Rap for my people, yeah. Die for my GG, yeah. Die for my GG, yeah. Rap for my people, yeah.
man, I think I might actually be better. Or at least getting better. At least getting better. How about them apples? So I'm thankful for that. It says, are Native Americans the first Americans? I have votes that say 100% yes. I bet you y'all should probably go and study some things and read some things and understand some things. Also, whom do you consider to be the Native Americans? Like, there's so many things that we don't really consider when we just consume. Allow others to tell us something. It's why I don't try to have like some of these other things. I want to have conversations. um, like that. I want to be able to keep moving the needle. This nut. Apologies again. People who won't get their behind in the chat want to send me messages, but I understand why anyway. We just, there's so much of our history, and I mean human history, that we don't know. We listened to cauliflower Egyptologists who told lies because they wanted to hide information. And now there are Egyptians who are doing their own research and their own study, and they're coming up with another, and they're able to prove new understandings, new things, different things. And we need to attest to that to some degree. Y'all, for some reason, I am so much colder now than I was, because the desert. I have to go put on my onesie, y'all. It's freezing. I'm cold. Here we go. We'll play Baby It's Cold Outside. Shout out to Ray Charles. I'll be right back, y'all. Whew. Damn freezing. Yeah, this ain't one of them rotations we doing on camera, because I got on PJs that's not fun. Anyway. Putting on this onesie, though, is like jumping into a blanket, baby. It's nice, kind of. Okay. Now I feel it. It is. Oh, and it's the desert. I know some of y'all are like, JP, it's -5 degrees where I am. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. This little frame. I told y'all I would send you. But the thing is the whole body is cold. I know that much. I love this. Again, one of those things that I first heard in a Cosby show, and it just moved me so much. All of these things are just a part of representation. Are just representations of who we are. Whether it's that artist sharing their lived experience or what they've seen in the world and putting a beat to it. It's the culture. It just... I'm not sure why this is why I am, but we have to do the work. We have to make the effort first. No one's going to do that for us. No one can lean into the understanding without us giving it to them. We have to tell them this is who we are, this is where we come from, this is what we're about. And then they can begin to formulate an understanding. But it's based on their view of the world, what they've experienced. It gives them an opportunity to tie these things together. Yet we don't share. And when we do, we don't share truth. We share what we think they want to see. You know what I mean? And there's so much more to us than that. Y'all, my head hurt a little bit, so I'll put some oil on and turn the light down. If you feel incomplete, you go lose and sleep. I think you should try. Me? Y'all know, I told you. I'm sleeping the best that I've slept in years. Because I'm not vexed. I'm not stressed. Not only do I have faith, but I know I put in the work and continue to do so daily. Do you? Can you? Have you tried? When was the last time you tried to do something and what was it? Like, I'm not trying to judge you. I want you to move forward in life. I want us all to. I want you to be able to do it in a positive way so that you can't, or so that no one can destroy you. If you move positively, then so will other people. And then no one can destroy you. And the 5%, they say, build on the positive and destroy all negativity. I do. I have. I can say it's probably the one thing I've held on to the absolute longest. I'm not a practicing 5%er. In fact, I do not practice any, what's the word we're looking for? I don't practice mainstream religion. I'm not a part of any sect, group, or organization. I stand alone in my belief and understanding. It's who I am. It's what I'm about. I don't ask any others to move or believe the way that I do. I will say that in order for me to be able to make this YouTube channel something unique in YouTube, I did tell you that my goal is to build a ministry, and that's true, where people can understand who they are on their own terms. We use music here. We communicate in a different way. And that's why you can play. Never mind. Anyway. It's been an amazing journey. And I got to share it with you all. And I got a little Cheshire Cat thing going on this morning, which is kind of cool. It's all right. I like life in the shadows. I really never wanted to be on the main stage. Even with everything, every opportunity that I have today, I'd much rather play a supporting role than be a main character. In fact, I enjoy being the fly on the wall a lot of times. So to be able to harness the energy and get up here and do this, I'm not sure how you all really understand what that is. I'm going to stop looking over here because somebody won't join the chat. I'm not going to communicate with you unless you join the chat, Punkling. I said what I said. Strap your lady nuts on and hit the channel, hit the chat. Use the scare. Y'all are wild to me. It's so funny to me that not this particular person, I understand why they are moving the way that they are. This is recent for them. It's just fresh for them. But some of you all are absolutely wild to me that you will let someone dictate where you can type. You will let someone dictate where you can go. Where you can. Are you kidding? Child, bye. I won't even let my doctor talk to me crazy, and I can't. Child. Y'all heard the way I talked to my attorney. If I put money out there and you're a professional, you just do your job. Communicate with me what your job is and how you're going to accomplish it, and then stick to that. I don't, these other things are wild. You people are wild. Your fear of somebody what? Telling somebody else about you, and if neither one of them knows you, what the hell does it matter? What the hell does it matter for? You know what? I'm gonna play some Lauryn Hill and some D'Angelo. I'm not gonna go there with y'all today. Yes, I am. Nope. I'm gonna go the other way because you need this person. Get up. Remember who you are and reintroduce yourself to the world, baby. What are we doing? Find your energy. Literally. Ooh. This is one of my favorites. Ooh. My tummy's telling me it's a little hungry. That's a nice feeling too. Do you want more? Hey! What the hell are you waiting? After me, there'll be no more. Hey! Right, after you, there should be no more abuses, no mess, no more bullshit. Let's get to it. Last cup of coffee. We get so triple X-rated. Oh, ooh, the energy in your kiss seems to be a taste of tease. I'm so pleased 'cause you're delicious. Oh, ooh, see the energy when you have that up with me. It's obvious to see. We got a match that's made of earth. The next best thing to heaven. Energy. Now we can rock with our eyes. Hey! We're gonna put a new poll in the chat. Who's the biggest tease? Men or women? You know what? That's made of earth. Personally, I think it's fellas, but that's me. That's because we play games and they don't give me all the things that I want. How about that? Make sure you check out the last one, because I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna leave it there. Hey, yo, get
D with no sleep, now that's energy. B-O-I-B-I-C.
In the bedroom. Energy. You and I, we got. One more game. Who has earned your energy in 2023? How about that, huh? I used to be in love a long time ago, and all I ever wanted was love. Shoot.
Then somebody came around and tried to hurt me, tried to make me feel like I was unworthy. Took your pure love and tried to make it dirty.
There's also a new question in the chat. So I can love you better. Had to lose myself so I could love you better. Really? I had to lose myself so I could love me and you better. When all I ever wanted was love. When all I ever wanted was love. What did you have to let go of this year so that you could love you differently? Love you as much or more than you love others, so that you can pour into others, right? That's the thing. That's the $1 million question. Love you all instead, only your soul instead, so I can like it better. Had to lose myself, so I can love you better. Had to lose myself, so I can make it better. Lose myself in love, and that's just the way it is. And so it goes that I never meant to hurt you. But I never meant to deserve you. Whole lot of things I just had to work. I remember hearing this song, and I never wanted to sing it to a man. I heard this song, and I wanted my children to understand why. In 2011, I left them with their father, and I moved to Durham to go to culinary school alone. I wanted my sons to understand without having to tell them the truth. And I thought that in my head, it's not like I played this song for them or any of those things. Hey, MJ, how's your spirit? I wanted my sons to know that I wasn't leaving them behind forever, and that I understood that their father to them might be a demon for a short time. And I didn't want that to happen, but I didn't really have a choice. I never wanted to tell my children about the night that I left and I didn't return. I didn't want to tell them what their father had been planning that night. Against my wishes. Let's just put it that way. And so I sang this song to myself a lot and out into the universe. And a couple of years later, I saw them every weekend, don't get it twisted. I went back there, or actually, I had him bring them to me a lot. We continued to have family holiday meals and things because that's what co-parenting is. But then when my eldest was 14, he told me that his father had punched him in his chest with a closed fist. And that was it. I lost it. I got a new place big enough to house myself and my boys. And I threatened that man. If you ever put your hands on our sons again, I will murk you wherever I find you, ninja. And then the boys came to live with me. Actually, that was in 2012 because I even took the jackass in after he retired from the military and had nowhere to go in 2013. He came to live with me and the boys in 2013. Pussy that he was. And then he had to go and sleep on his mama's couch. But I can't get a divorce today. It's wild. It's kind of ironic that I ever thought they wouldn't know. How could they not? They lived it. They lived the journey, regardless of what I tried to protect them from. They were there. There's no joy for me in that, honestly. I think that's the part that hurts the most. But I'm someone who does live with a certain level of faith. I have a certain level of understanding where I believe that we choose to be born into this world. We recognize the people that we may come through, and they may not be the greatest. But I think when we're up there talking to God, we're like, yo, homie, I got it. I know the journey. I know the way. I know what you say. I hear you. The children could have been born to anybody. But they chose to come through me. See, that's the thing. All men have seed. Right? But children choose to come through certain people. And if it's not that, then the Creator decides who you come through and why. If it's not that, it's the purposeful decision of a woman and a man to lay down and make you. In every scenario, you were meant to be here. There's a purpose. There's a reason. So my original question in this thing was, who deserves the most understanding? Our children. They come into this world a clean slate. I knew his life deserved a chance, but everybody told me to be smart. Look at your career, they say. Lauren, baby, use your head. But instead I chose to use my heart. Of my world is in Zion. Like, I get it. Your parents failed you. The world feels like it's failing you. People seem to have failed you. But sweet Jesus, you were meant to be here. You have a whole goddamn life to live out here, y'all. Y'all doing it wrong. I understand. They taught you wrong. But, See, I thank you for choosing me. Beautiful reflection of His grace. I know that it gives so great. Even the one that looks just like him. Jesus, Pete, in the morning time, I'm so thankful for that mole on your nose, bruh. Whew. Now the joy is Zion. When I think of the kids, the children, mine, it never mattered. It didn't matter until they began to identify with Him and His plight and behave as though I wasn't there. That's coming of age. We all have red pill moments and experiences in life, which is why I don't hit at the red pillers in the community. I hit at the manosphere, which lies, and it breeds lies, and it counts on your lack of awareness and understanding. It counts on you not thinking that you are supposed to be here. It counts on you believing that nothing matters but masculinity or being the man rather than human. You dig? Let the day in. Some natural catastrophe. Still there's no place do you all understand? Like, I don't think you do. Oh, goodness. You're part of my identity. I sometimes have a tendency to look at you religiously, babe. 'Cause nothing even matters to me. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters to me. Said it don't matter. Now you won't find me at no store. I have no time for men and clothes. There've been many, honestly, who've come and gone, who wanted to be. A part of my life, a part of my journey, and I couldn't. I was like, you know, I've told you all about the greener grass, and the swinging and the other things, right? Several times I've been asked, do you love me? And many times, even if I could, I wouldn't tell you. Even if I did, I wouldn't tell you. Because we can't be together. I belong to someone else, even if I don't want to. Supposed to do when I want you in my world. It's ironic, damn near sardonic, that first time that I saw you, boy, it was a warm and sunny day. Sorry, I just love it. All I know is I wanted you. I really hoped you'd look my way. You smiled at me so sweet. Before I had the surgery, or just as I was planning to have the surgery, or shortly thereafter, one of them, I changed my name on several social media platforms back then to Leaving Him. And it's when I met the gentleman that I told you about, who just would chat with me about life and motherhood, and I met a few who were intrigued or more than a little bit enticed, interested. I couldn't get away from this man then, and I can't get away from him now. It's that part. When I want you in my world. So at some point I was just like, you know what, JP? You might have to accept that this is the thing that it's going to be, right? You can give love to the world. Erykah Badu has kind of resigned herself to that understanding in this weird way, right? And she's willing to be the muse of many, in a way. Look at Andre 3000 and Common and Ziggy. And I'm not saying, I'm maybe not taking my bad. I'm not saying that these men aren't talented. What I'm saying is these men with talent met this woman and she inspired them to create. Shout out to Virtuous Woman TV, also known as a muse in her feelings. It's just, I'm not even sure that anyone wants that. You know what I mean? Who wants to be admired but never appreciated? Who wants to be appreciated and not accepted? Who wants to be accepted, admired, and appreciated for something other than what people can get from them? It's those questions. Those are the human thoughts, the unravelings of the mind, the curiosities that fill my time. But I'm not working on changing the world, that is. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Ironically, you can't heal the world if you're not healed first. And I kind of believe that they just sucked the life out of some of these people. Michael Jackson, Prince. Oh man, y'all, I watched I think I posted it on Facebook, but I watched the video that Prince created after he and Mai Tai found out that they were pregnant. And just to know how it all ended and watch that video again, man, it hits different. It just doesn't trying to remember what the name of the song was. This song came out in 1991. Yes. Oh, this one's not it. I don't think. But then again, even if it is, right? Do people live in love to that degree anymore where they want to create a whole person together and pour into that person and share the journey with them? I know it to be true. There's a little pussy on my phone right now who won't hop into the chats. They made a wonderful decision. When my hand is on your thighs, that light comes from inside. And listen to your voice. She sending me a text message crying and laughing at me, talking about leave me alone. I will not. Grab your ovaries, get your big girl panties on, and make some grown girl moves, grown woman moves. Boss up, bitch. Oh, it's time. It's time to irritate the manosphere. Here you go. Is this better?
You don't have to love me. You don't even have to like me. But you will respect me. You know why? 'Cause I'm a boss. I'm bossy. I'm the first girl to scream on the track. I switched up the beat of the drum. That's right. I brought all the boys to the yard. And that's right. I'm the one that's tattooed on his arm.
I'm bossy.
I'm the bitch y'all love to hate. I'm the chick that's raised the stakes. I told young
right, Twitch. See y'all later. We're going to irritate the manosphere, and then I'm going to get up out of here sooner than later. So keep your spirit up. I'll see y'all in the space. Hey, go back on. Hey. And then like, it's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours, I'm teaching, but I have to charge you. Hey, hit the buy me a coffee. You can become a member. You can ask for a spiritual counseling. I'll even put up one up there for you to help you with your YouTube or to be a better hoe. It's all right. I'll teach you how to be a good side chick and stay off of wives' nerves. Go grab a tissue. Never. And then like, it's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours, I can teach you, but I have to charge. Watch if you're smart. Like this. Come on, ladies. How many of you have a back worth showing anybody? How about that? Who wants to see that bitch, by the way? Some of y'all. Put my clothes back on and behave myself. Oh. I am truly my mama's wildest child, I think. And I'm so okay. But I'm the light to get the streets on. No, it's true, the type that like to keep them on the leash. Known to walk alone, but I'm alone for a reason. Sending me a drink ain't a piece, believe me. Come harder, this would be easy. Don't doubt yourself, trust me, you need me. This ain't no shoulder with a chip or a fee. But what you think they all mad at you? You need a real woman in your life, taking care of them, still flying. for this. Take me just a compliment for this. Hey. Partner, let me upgrade you. Upgrade you. Partner, let me upgrade you. Introduce you to some new things and upgrade you. Up. Hey. I'm trying to remember what that Alicia Keys song was. In the meantime, nope, not twice, B, because you'll get me. Thank you to everybody who came through and hung out with me. Those of you who did all those YouTubian things, I appreciate you. Just let go, be like water. Where we'll end up, we don't know. Just let it go. I think that now you should know things won't always go your way. You can't change things you can't control. I'm gonna get out of here. Before I do, remember, challenge things, question things, your own existence. You were meant to be here, but for what reason? What are you supposed to do? And why? Figure it out, get to it, and achieve your dreams. Meantime, keep your spirit up. I'll see you in the streets. Peace. Be like water, let it go. Water, just let go. Black love is the scaffolding between power and understanding, the freedom in knowing the gravitational call to the stars, the refinement necessary to keep them from colliding, the knowledge that our story isn't precautionary tales or careless whispers. Your systems will be measured, their void put on display. We are the color born of a galaxy in darkness, black excellence, the fourth element, the fourth element. Just by those two little, y'all don't understand.
That's so rouse your religion. Two Y's, T and W.
I'm black, y'all.
Rap for my people, die for my people, rap for my people.